It'll be over by Christmas. The Great War just started, and we find a young English lad called George from the northeast of England with his pals. They've just arrived in France and they're having a jolly good time in Paris at the moment. They've never experienced war. They're still fresh. They've just did basic training, sticking the bayonet into a doll made of straw, firing at a target. They've not done anything serious yet. Soon they would find out what hell was like. For some more than others, George was just 17, just turned 17. Him and his mates were having a laugh when they realised that there was trucks coming past full of wounded soldiers, some sitting on their back saying, "Don't want to do it, mate. If I was you, you should run." Sergeant said, "Don't listen and stop looking." "Right, everybody, get your kit, we're moving," shouted the Sarge. "Where are we going to, Sarge?" said George. "You're going somewhere nice, we're going to the Somme." "Your replacements, yep. You're the new recruits, we're replacing that lot." "We're replacing them? Shouldn't have waited." So I said, "Really, George? Sometimes I wonder about you, boy. Come on, get your kids, get moving." So I got in the truck and took off. As they got closer, you could hear all the guns pounding. Just the noise was deafening, like destruction, death, you name it. And all George could see was trenches, barbed wire. As far as you could see, barbed wire and more trenches. George asked the Sarge, "Why is there 4 trenches for? Don't we just need one? We need to fall back somewhere to rest, lad. Use your brain, son. Be going in there, bashing them on the head. Ow, that hurts. Not more than a bullet will. Get that bloody hat on. And get ready, now get out." They jumped out of the truck, passed out the kit, shared them out with his friends, took some ammo boxes. "Where are we going?" "4th line. We're going there for help the injured." "Right, get a stretcher, use a lot of it." For the first day they were carrying stretchers about, stretching people left, right and centre. George was beginning to feel sick. Some of the injured, he couldn't face it anymore. And he hadn't even reached the first trench. Then he heard the whistle. He knew what was coming. More stretchers. "No, George, you're going to the first trench." "That wave didn't make it." "We're going over the top, Sarge." "No, we're holding, the Germans are advancing." They got to the trench. Then George was shaking. This good guy goes, "Hey, son, have a swig of this." "For God's sake, what's that?" "That's a good old drop of whiskey, lad, that. That'll warm you up. When them Germans come, I hope you warm them up." "So where are they?" "You'll see them, you will. I've survived going over the top twice. I think I've got a lucky charm about this with this one." Just then, George said, "It's gone a bit quiet." And he couldn't hear anything. Then there was a big, massive flash. Then it's a bang, boom. George was blown off his feet and landed on his back in the mud. He must have been unconscious, because when he came up, the trench where he was destroyed and everybody was dead. He said, "That hurt." Check, hands, legs, feet, head. God, I was lucky. I must have just been blew off my step. Just then you could hear all hell break loose. The Germans were on top of them. The machine gunner was just slouched over the machine gun. George ran up to him. Oh, mate, do you need a hand? Wake up, wake up. He must be in shock or unconscious. Oh, crap, he's dead. George pushed him to one side, took the machine gun and opened fire. He fired and fired, left and right, till he ran out of bullets. Lucky, the advance had stopped. Reinforcements had arrived in the trench. George thought to himself, thank God, stop. I don't want to ever do this again. Then he heard a voice from the sergeant in the back shouting, "Yous lads, you're going to have to get ready for this. This is what you're going to face. Do you want this to happen to yous lot?" "No, Sarge." "Well, bloody get up there and fight and give them hell," and blew the whistle. And over the top they went, with the sound of machine guns and shells exploding everywhere around them. George knew too well what was happening. He just stood there, just listened to it, and walked back to the fourth trench. Nobody seemed to care as you've just walking past. His ears were ringing. Maybe he was confused. He didn't really know. He seemed lost. Then he seen a truck pull up. "Wounded, get in." George said he must be talking to him. He climbed up in the back and sat down next to some guy who had bandages around his head. He only had one eye. Lucky, he was just concussed. At least I think that's what it is. Could be, what was that word? Shell shock, he said. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is, he said. He started to shake. He wanted to cry really, but he had to be a man so he couldn't. Soon he was on the ship back with the rest of the wounded. They got back to London, got the train. He went, what am I going to do? Oh well, I'll just go home. I suppose I have to wait till all my friends come back. At least I count myself lucky for being alive. Just then his train came back to the north east, back to Sunderland. Yeah, he couldn't wait to get home. Arrived in Newcastle, got off and got the train to Sunderland. Strange there wasn't anybody there. Sure, they tell them that he was coming home and they would have been there to welcome him. Oh well, they must be busy. My dad's probably got something on with my mum. So he just walked along the road in his uniform. Got home, the door was open. Hey, they've been burgled. I'll hit that twat if I catch them burgling my house. When he got in, there wasn't any burglars. Could hear crying coming from the kitchen. I was up. He went through the door, and there was his mum and dad. His dad was comforting the mum, reading the letter. What was it? Looked over his mum's shoulder, didn't seem to see him. Son's killed in action. What? Then he realised he was dead. It would all be finished before Christmas.